Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Oh my goodness, it's been a heck of a week. It's been a long week. Here we are, Friday night, for the North America RaceRoom Discord community event. We got a little bit of a special treat this evening, as you can kind of see. We have the NSU TT, the same livery. Your eyes will not deceive you. We have decided to all pick the, well, I say that, but Mark Sutton has gone against the machine, and he's picked a green one. But I think most folks will be picking the 163 yellow and red NSU. My apologies, I'm kind of messing around with some new stuff here on the Twitch stream. Maybe a little bit of a chat going there on the side, that way you can kind of see, if you're not looking at the chat directly and you're watching the video, you can see when stuff pops up. So hopefully it looks okay. Hopefully it's not too intrusive there. For you all that might be watching later on YouTube, you'll see that, and then you can also see what people are maybe saying while they're watching it live. So something a little different. We'll see how it works out. If people don't like it, then we'll certainly get rid of it. Yeah, as I was saying, we're here on the what is it? Not Blister, the Bilsterberg. We're on the very small one. I can't say the word. The West Chesterfield, as I'll call it. You'll have to look it up. A very short track, as you can see. The top time of 54 seconds. So lap times will be very quick, even in these very slow cars. So it should be a lot of fun. I practiced this track very quickly earlier in the day, and there's going to be a lot of bumping, a lot of crazy stuff going on here, a lot of door-to-door action, and you're kind of maybe catching there right after the start-finish line. You've got a very quick S that features two curbs on the right and the left, that if, at least in these cars and probably other cars, that if you hit that correctly, you're going to definitely get on two wheels, and if you hit it good enough, fast enough, you're probably going to end up on your top. So that'll be something to certainly look out for chaos or some laughs. I'm sure I'll do it. I might try to jump in here with this being unranked. We have all the way until the end of qualifying to jump in, so there should be enough time, I would think, for me to jump in here. We've already got 14 people in the server, which is fantastic. So we'll certainly see how many more we get. A little bonus for anyone that's going to join here on Twitch or watch this later on YouTube. After these two races here at the Bilsterberg, we're going to do something even crazier. We're going to take these cars on the Daytona Oval. So the big boy in Florida. We're gonna race these once again, 2 races, but only 10 minutes each. We're fairly certain that if you go try to go longer than 10 minutes, the engine will probably blow up and no one will finish. So it's gonna be fun to see how those react to the oval. See what kind of drafting we can get, maybe a little bump drafting. But sit back, relax, enjoy this stuff. Hopefully the stream holds up and looks pretty good. For some reason, my Twitch page here, as I'm streaming this, it keeps having errors where I have to reload the video, but it once again, picks up the video. So hopefully everyone is not having any issues on their side out there. Maybe it's just mine. As always, this is streaming and recording at the same time. As I always do for every stream we see, that I throw up here for everybody. Find our Twitch page, North America RaceRoom. Make sure you follow there. 9 out of 10 times, live streams will go up there. If you're on that side and you're also into YouTube, find our YouTube page as well, because any live stream we do gets recorded right at the same time, usually higher resolution, usually 60 frames per second, and then we throw it up on YouTube, kind of like an archive. Everything goes up there. All the past races we've done, all future races that we'll do, go up there, ranked and unranked. So find your way over there. If you like a video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. You know, it does not matter to us. I mean, it does matter, but you know, give us feedback one way or another, and then we'll do our best to obviously, you know, do better in the future. Follow that page or subscribe over there. Get your notifications set up on both sides. That way you can see when we go live or when a video goes up, and you're always in the know. The last two social media outlets that we have a Twitter page, in RaceRoom. That's just a capital N, November, RaceRoom. You can search us out on Twitter. You'll find us. Follow that page. We try to do as much as we can with there. I probably would have thrown up a tweet if I'd had enough time, but I didn't. So I'm sure I'll throw one up later once this is all done, with little information and whatnot. So, you know, follow that for anything from the community standpoint. Anything from RaceRoom, we'll usually try to retweet as much as we can to, you know, just broaden the scope of what RaceRoom's putting out there. And then lastly, we have an Instagram page, North America RaceRoom, which is really just, you know, a place where we just put up kind of random information or photos, or we highlight people within the community, you know, their rigs or what hardware they're using, or, you know, kind of just showcasing folks from the community and or races or whatnot. So, you know, we throw up all kinds of stuff on Instagram. So if you're there, seek that out as well. Give us a follow, put some hearts on some stuff, and you know, call it a day. Here we go. So the Twitch chat will eventually disappear if there's no activity, for anyone who may be wondering why that's still sitting there, whether live or later on a recording. So that will disappear here, I think, about 20 seconds, now that I have that set. And, you know, as always, thank you for joining here live if you're here live. Thank you for watching on YouTube if you're on the YouTube side of things. This is going to be fun. This track is a fantastic combination, and then we will see how these do on the Daytona Oval. We'll see how many can finish in the end, or even maybe explode. Who the heck knows? But what we're also going to do is, it looks like Dom Bessel is in the broadcaster's booth as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join him, because I'm probably going to jump in here and try to do as much as I can. And so I'll talk with him from the other side, being in the rig, and you're going to hear his voice and his professionalism and all the knowledge that he brings, and all the classiness, as I like to say, to this stream. So, you know, we'll welcome him. Ooh, we almost saw just an absolute disaster there of a car going into the back of a parked car. How many people we have in here? We got a few people in here. I wonder if I reload, if this is going to mess up. We just got a new follower, Jack1975. Thank you. Thank you to all the past Twitch followers and also subscribers on the YouTube. And so, yeah, let's jump in here with Dom, talk with him for just a second, and then we'll try to jump in and see how it all goes. My side of the software is in the auto director. We now have 16 people in there. Hopefully I'm going to try to jump in, make it 17, and we'll try to get a few more before the end of practice, or even in the qualifying. And go from there, so give me 1 second. I got stuff going off all over the place. You're going to hear all kinds of noises. My apologies. Good morning, Dom. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Good morning.
Hey, there you
Yes,
are.
how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, doing all good. Is your stream going?
It is. At least I think it is.
Hello, stream people. I'm very disorganized today.
I'm not too organized either. Yeah, I mean, I think I am streaming. I don't know. I think I'm dropping a lot of frames. I'm not really sure why.
Are you still on that hotel Wi-Fi?
No, I'm actually home right now, so
Okay.
who knows what's happening. See how that does. So, Dom, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to probably jump in for this. You might be talking for your stream, my apologies, but I'll be back in just a bit for you.
That is oh so kind. So we're gonna have a little in-house racing like the couple of weeks ago. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're going to try to do it. Since this is all unranked,
yeah.
it doesn't mean anything. We're just going to full send and see how long I can do this.
Best way to do it.
You'll see me on my top, probably between the S's there, turns 1 and 2, I think they are, with the 2 big red curves. So if I'm on my top, just don't even worry about me.
Yeah, I saw that thumbnail. It's like spicy. I like it.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna boot up my game over there. So I'll leave you alone for just a bit, and I'll be back.
Peace and quiet. You're alone with your thoughts. Time to lose your mind or something. I might as well start my stream up here as well. Sometimes I forget to do my own. There we go. So as always. To be honest, but all good now. I'm wondering what's going on. I saw the ping and it was like, oh, there's a race tonight. I forget what day of the week it is. Be very confused with Le Mans going on, with qualifying on a Thursday, and with obviously Hyperpole on the Friday. No, Thursday. They're both on Thursday. Can't remember. So I'm very confused on what day is what, to be honest. So just sort of taking it day by day. I don't even know what day it is half the time. But alas, it is a Saturday morning now for me. Obviously, the Friday night fun with the NSUs. Something different every week. We're at Bilsterberg, or whatever it's called. I genuinely can't remember its name. But the NSUs I'm very acquainted with, for better or for worse, probably more so for worse. These cars are fun around the right track. They're little, I wouldn't even call them touring cars, probably very early touring cars, early 60s. That's what these probably are resembled. I don't even know if this is actually a real car or not. I've genuinely never heard of this car before until I came across it in RaceRoom. but it's a little rear-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure these things are rear-wheel drive. You can see the engine in the back there with the boot lid popped, just like the original Beetle. 4-speed gearbox. You'll hit that 4th gear to go up and over this crest here. So to go over it, you go into 4th. Emery should go to 4th. There we go. And then straight back down into 2nd, maybe 3rd. 3rd, okay, through turn 1. Thread the needle. You see those curbs there. They're going to be wanting to get you for sure. Curbs are very scary in these cars. It's very susceptible to rolling, are the NSUs. They don't take a lot of encouragement. Just hit one of those sausage curbs and they'll go up on 2 wheels. If you don't correct in time, you're going over. You don't really get much of a say in it. It's a one-way street. Indeed. We're going to have a double header tonight. So first race here at Bilsterberg, and then we're going to go to the Daytona Oval, which is either going to go really well and work out really well and be really good, or it's just not. I'm not quite sure which one we're going to get. I'm hoping it's the primary one as opposed to the latter. But with these cars maxing out about 160 kilometers an hour, so it's going to be quite a slow race in terms of oval standards. But that means it should be quite happily 3-4 wides, because these cars aren't exactly the largest either. They are pretty small little things. I was just mentioning about turn 4 there, that 90-degree left-hander is very easy to overshoot. click onto yourself there, Jared, and you're doing exactly lap. This is your out lap, side to lap, something like that.
At the moment, well, this is my first official lap that I obviously invalidated with that right-hander or that left-hander there.
Yeah, ooh, big slide. Hello, wall.
Hello.
It's an interesting combination. I think it works quite well for these cars. A small and slow car. I don't know if this is the slowest car in RaceRoom. It's certainly in the running for it. But a very short and narrow track as well. Lap time is only 52 seconds, so it's gonna be tough, especially that first section of corners through 1, 2, and 3, and then into turn 4, that 90-degree left-hander opening lap. I wouldn't want to be in the mid-pack for any of that.
Yeah, no. I think anywhere, if you're not out in P1, you're going to be basically door-to-door with everyone around you.
It's kind of good in these cars, though. I'm looking at the auto director right now. I'm looking at Ricardo Costa. All I can see is his roof just clipping through the floor, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with him right now. Maybe a couple of ping issues. Hopefully it'll be alright. It's a little bit disconcerting. It's nice to see everyone in the same livery, though. It's the yellow and orange and red army is just everywhere.
I think there's a few outliers, but yeah, I think 95% of people are in the same livery.
Yeah, a few out there. Won't name and shame them, but they'll come up on stream. Here and there are a few, but it was the objective to find the most garish looking car, and that certainly is it. The sort of sunset colour, I guess, all of them. It's interesting. Someone who's not done that is Bernie Probably, who's gone for the Golf livery, which I quite like, so, I mean, fair enough to him. That's actually an acceptable livery, I'd say. But with practice over, 3 people never said a lap. Costa, Range Rover, and yourself there, Jared. We've got 20 people in the server, which is lovely. Nice full grid. And, oh, so pit road isn't actually anywhere related to the track. I didn't know that. Like they put you in a car park or something. So remind me of your setup, Jared. What are you running? In terms of your sim rig.
You mean like the wheels stuff?
Yeah, wheels, pedals.
So
you know, everything.
My base, I think I have what you have. I have a. Wait, let me get off the track here as I'm sitting here sideways. I got a TSPC, and I have. My wheel is not special, I guess you could say, but kind of exotic. It's a Speed Max Racing wheel, where it's kind of like an F1. It's got a screen in it, so I can have like a dashboard and everything. Yeah. And then I have the TLCM pedals. Just recently got a 80/20 rig, so I feel like a professional, but I don't drive one.
that gear there can certainly help the consistency there for sure. Especially those pedals, because I agree, those T3PAs are very, very nice to use.
Yeah, I had the T3 PAs for a little bit, and they were fine. But but then I kept seeing everyone talking about like the load cell and everything like that, which I don't really know if it is really helping me a whole lot, but they feel a lot better than the T3 PAs.
Yeah, having that confidence is certainly helpful. So you going for the full heel and toe today, or you just let the auto clutch do its thing?
I'm just gonna let the auto clutch do its thing. I don't know if I have enough brain power to try
It's easily done in these vehicles. With only 4 gears, you forget that you're not slamming down 2 or 3 gears into a corner. You're only going down 1 most of the time. Sometimes that's caught me out going into a braking zone, and I think I'm going to go from 6th down to 2nd, and I'm only in 3rd going down to 2nd, and I'll slam down multiple gears, and the car is never happy with that. It's quite fiddly with that clutch, trying to get the gear in. These cars are obviously very old, and they don't like being forced too rough. They like a little bit of gentleness, and maybe that auto clutch is going to be a little bit of a saving grace, one less thing to worry about. We do have our first few times populating, the first 7 through Tyler, all the way down to Walt Graves. Both actually were first and last, respectively, in the practice session, so interesting that's already playing out. The times should be, in theory, relatively close for everyone. It's a short track in slow cars, and normally the slower the car, the tighter the racing is, but that's not always the gospel. You have to take that with a little bit of pinch of salt, but the track itself is small. Exactly, it's like the same we see in F1, where if they go to Silverstone compared to Austria, the gaps in Austria are always a lot tighter because the track simply is just shorter. So hopefully we'll see the same around here, and overtaking opportunities are stretched relatively thin. Turn 4 is an option, but everywhere else seems kind of single file, and everywhere else got a single line to it, so it's all about the exit you get out of it. But these cars are happy to go wheel to wheel. They are as bare bones as you get when it comes to the touring car class. They are the originals, you could say. They like to get thrown around and up onto 2 wheels, which is probably going to happen quite a fair few times over this race for sure. So a lap on board then with the big man himself, Mr. Jared, going through 1, 2, and 3. Very fiddly that first section, trying to get it from one to another down into turn 4, and you're going quite fast, to be fair, in these cars relative to what they are through 2, 3, and then into 4. You got to get that car really slow down for turn 4. It's a tricky one. Over these blind apexes here, most of this track is sort of blind. There's a lot of undulation here. You don't really know where you're going half the time. Again, over a crest here and then into a divot over another crest, and you don't know where the car nor the track is really going, which is I mean, it kind of keeps you on your toes, but half the time you don't really know where you're going. Again, coming up to the final corner, it's on the hill, and you can't really see over it until you're through the corner. I think that might catch a couple of people out there, Jared. I think during this race, it's so undulating, this track, that it's hard to know what's going on.
Yes, very much. And I'm also finding out that the track limits are very weird. I don't know where, like the last 2 laps that I've done coming across the start-finish line, I've had a track limit, so it's invalidated almost right at the beginning of my lap, so not quite sure what I'm doing, but track limits will be crazy because even if you hit the red curbs through the S's, that will invalidate your lap. So it's a very tight track, I will have to say. I'm not sure if I like that because you don't have a whole lot of room to play with.
No, well, they always have that argument in a lot of racing series, whether it's F1 or GT3 racing, where track limits, even IndyCar, have the track limits issue, and a lot of people just say race with the tarmac you're given. But I still like to say that the curbs are within that limit, and if they're not letting you touch that, especially in that opening stage where you sort of need to use them, through turns 2 and 3, it's going to be tricky. Hopefully, if you do get pinged for it, you don't get pinged with a slowdown penalty, just a simple track cut. That'd be quite infuriating, especially if you're going straight into the start of the lap and seemingly getting pinged with a penalty for doing, well, nothing in theory. It's a bit odd, that.
It is. We'll see. We'll see if I can finish unless I hit the incident point limit.
Which is, it's normally 30 for these races, right? I think it's 30.
This one is. Here in qualifying, we've got 40. I'm not sure
40.
What the limit is. Probably 40 for the race.
40 in, what was it, a 20-minute race? So you got one for every 30 seconds. I'm sure you can make that work. But
I hope so.
Yeah. If not, Daytona afterwards. That seems much more of a calmer affair when it comes to track limits. I don't even know if you can cut the track on an oval.
I'm sure we can find a way.
Find a way. Can always find a way. Just seen the first victim of the curves at turns 2 and 3. I think it was, actually I'm not quite sure who it was, I didn't quite see the name in time, but there's been at least one roll during this qualifying session. I'm surprised it hasn't happened more, to be honest. It's easily done, especially when you need to take the shortest line through there, and those curbs are very much in the way. But with the end of quali, there we go, 18 in the service, so we did lose 2 there, unfortunately, but Tyler will take pole position over Victor Paz and Mohammed. It's nice to see Mohammed up there, actually, to be honest. And Big Lou, who is a name I don't recognize, and then in McClure in P5. So you have a little warm-up, a little bit of tradition. There's a lot of opportunities around here to have a bit of fun, I'm sure. Well, with 18 people out there, we're going to have some rolls, some backwards driving, some bits and pieces, a lot of everything. There's a lot of everything going on right now on track. Not quite sure who's causing most destruction. Don't know if there's any jumps around here, but a couple of rolling spots. A fair few people trying a variety of tactics to get that roll going where they can. I think people are just sort of having a bit of fun. It's like letting the cows out onto the grass. It's like the first time in the year. They're sort of like happy sort of beings just having a bit of fun out there.
Yeah, pretty much, I think. A lot of people going backwards, which is always fun to see. I think I'm out here on the full course. Maybe I'm somewhere else.
Oh yeah, my cameras are not liking where you are. I'm gonna have to go on board with you. You are out on your lonesome. Is the full course any good? Can't say I've driven it.
I don't think I've driven it. Well, yes, I have. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's certainly not the worst one.
Actually, I do recognise this pit exit. I think we have done it once, haven't we? A couple moments back.
Yeah, I think it's been one of our Friday night.
Yes. I think with a pit exit like that on the right hand side, you can't really forget it. You should be able to roll it for these S's here. I think I've done that before. Yep, there it goes. Gonna go all the way? There we go. I was wondering if we were gonna go all the way then.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. Look at that, beautiful. Thankfully, no one has set a valid lap, so no one's going to get punished with some verbal abuse for that. Some friendly verbal abuse, I'll add, but there's always a little bit of worry when someone actually sets a valid lap. We don't want anyone trying too hard in these sorts of events. So a 20-minute race, I believe, for this first one. A lap time just under 1 minute, 52 seconds or so in qualifying. I mean, we're going to get 21, 22 laps here. In theory, it's going to be close for sure. Obviously, we saw a couple of rolls and a couple of mistakes, which are easily done on this track. Like Jared was saying, it's extremely narrow. Track cuts are apparently very prominent around here. It's gonna be hard to be fast and consistent here, but as those lights do go on, we'll be waiting for them to go out. So we're waiting momentarily. There they go. Dump in the clutch there in that first gear. Wait for the absolutely minimalist power there, but it's a good start from both pilot and Victor in the front. As in the middle, it's everything. Every man for himself. A lot of people on two wheels there. Big two-wheel moment for Bernie Puebla there in the Golf livery. Up on two wheels. Everyone trying to fan through and find their own little piece of tarmac there. So many of the same car, it's hard to tell who's who. This is mildly difficult. As all the yellows, they fan through and through the second sector, up and down the undulations, trying to figure out where the track goes. I'm sure they've all figured that out by now, but still, even on the opening lap, it's going to be a little bit harder. And just like that, the first lap is already over then as Tyler goes over to start lap number 2. That lap was just a 58-second lap there with a standing start. So we're all doing to lap 2. Everyone's going to try and find their feet. We've had one misdemeanor possibly for Andy Morehouse, who's dropped 10 seconds off the back of the pack. Unfortunately, Jared's used launched his way up the curb, but is making it work for himself down the inside there of Jeff, I think, but getting the place overtaken. He's slow off exit. They're trying to find the gears, stuck in first gear there maybe. Gained 1 place, lost 2 in the process. These cars are all about momentum. Looking to the outside, they will turn to the inside there. Mark Sutton nips it down the inside. Has he gone too deep? Quite possibly. Still side by side as they go over the crest. You're going to have to give room on the inside there. Someone else is off, and Jared too has joined the foray to the barrier. They're locking up the inside.
Too much.
All the might. It's easy to lock up these cars, which is weird because you wouldn't really think it was a possibility, but they don't seem to have any strengths at all, these cars.
Yeah, if you get full on the brakes, you slide down.
They don't do anything well at all. They don't go fast to the straight line. They don't go around corners well. They don't brake well. They're bouncy and they're rollable. They're perfect for a little bit of fun, to be honest. But it does mean if you do make one mistake that the car is going to punish you for it. Unfortunately, further at the front though, with a freeway fight over 3rd, 4th and 5th, headed by Mohammed. Big Lou in the middle of Ed Vaughan in the tail end of that freeway battle at the moment. It's all pretty much single file. It's hard to pass around here. As you can see, this track is extremely narrow, and these NSUs take up most of the track, and they are one of the smallest cars available in the race. So that really that shows, gives you a comparison to show how narrow this track really is. Hard to overtake around here. Lots of blind crests and apexes, blind corners, blind exits, blind everything. You don't really know where you're going for half the track, and especially if you're trying to use a sighting point which is blocked by the car ahead, makes matters all much worse. We see there for Vaughan going wide at the penultimate corner. I've seen a fair few people do that already over the practice and the qualifying, which I think is probably the worst there, going over the crest, over the brow, has the biggest drop off. On the other side, that means you just really can't see. You're very much guessing and hoping that the track is where you think it is. So a lot of drivers getting caught out with that one. Ian though has picked up where Vaughan has dropped the ball. He's looking to the outside. Can't make it through that following left-hander. Really is a lot of single file lines through here. You got to pick and choose and use that momentum. If you get a better exit out of one of these corners, that may be your strong point. Maybe coming out the penultimate corner, get a good run up the hill. Looks like Ian's done so. He's looking to the outside through the final corner. Isn't going to be able to do. He's got hung out there. Maybe you can look to the inside of 1, but it's too quick of a corner. Not much of a braking event through 1, 2, or 3. I think the major braking event of the entire track is turn 4. Very easy to run wide through, but all those drivers there making it through for now. Oh, you're on hard tires. I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, they have softs and hards, and I wasn't really sure with all the various twists and turns of if softs would really work. I'm sure they will. I'm sure I'll make the right call.
You've that really the only one to make the right call. I'm surprised there's any tire wear at all in these cars. Actually, not too sure, but someone's got a drive-through penalty. I'm not quite sure who that was. unfortunate for them. Yeah, I didn't realise there were hard compound tyres. I didn't realise anyone would consider driving this car for an amount of time that would warrant using those hard compound tyres. But you never know. Like you say, there's a lot of corners around here. Lots of high speed lateral corners, been a lot of wear and a lot of energy through those outside right tyres, right hand side tyres, especially that front right goes for a lot of pain around here. It might come out to be beneficial. It is 3-4 wide though, coming out the final corner. Fia Lupu, Bigaloo, Ranger Rover, they're all getting in amongst it here for P4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 then we're fighting over right now. And they're all dicing left and right. One will send a move down the inside, be compromised, and will just immediately lose the place that they've just gained. It's very hard when you go to make a move in these cars that, because there is so little power, that it's all about keeping your momentum up, especially through that 90-degree left-hand at turn 4. If you don't get a good exit through there, you're just going to get swallowed up and basically mugged by everyone behind you. It's very tricky, especially when you go for that move. If you're making a move down the inside, you're scrubbing up a lot of speed to do that. In any other car, you can just slam the throttle, get a good exit and go away and be happy days. But with these, so little power, so little grip anyway, that you struggle to make that move stick down the inside, where even though you've made it, you just get retaken on exit by the other driver. So it's tricky, but they're making it work. And all cars are pretty close, especially this top 8 here. Victor Paz is leading the way. He's overtaken Tyler at some point during the opening stages, giving himself a 4-second lead. But from 2nd through to 8th, then everyone is within a second of each other. So that's, well, it sort of affirms my point that I was making earlier, that it's kind of hard to pass around here. Someone's gone off. I think that is Vaughan, possibly, at the moment. Not too sure. I don't think it is Vaughan. I think it's someone else. Maybe a lap down car, actually. I think that was. Might have been Emery Anderson. Who's having a moment, but they're all the same car, so I genuinely don't know who's who. This is a little difficult. A bit of contact between Rover and Lupu. Lupu went wide through turn 4. Easily done, left the door open to Ranger Rover, who just charged down the inside and sort of body slammed Fia Lupu out the way. I guess that's one way of making the move, but we wouldn't want to do that in an open wheel car, that's for sure. I guess these little tin tops allow for that, but Fia Lupu's not having any of that. He's trying to send it back down the inside and doing so. Going to go to the outside though. That's not going to help his matters at all. There is a lapped car ahead. That is Bernie Puebla in the Golf livery car. So I know who he is, thankfully. And a big two-wheeled moment there for Fia Lupu, coming over the second of the curbstones through turn 3. Big moment. I'm surprised he didn't roll it there, but kept it on his toes as they make their way through the back marker. And it's got to be hard, Jared, to drive these cars, as we actually see Big Lou make a mistake there. It's got to be hard to drive these cars as quickly as everyone is right now, when they're so not good at doing anything well, basically.
Yeah, this is very tough, and I'll go back to say that the track limits are extremely crazy. I'm up to 31 incidents now out of 40.
Oh wow!
And I mean, I've been off a few times, but I probably have gotten about 15 incident points just on track limits alone. I feel like half my car is still on the track.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Maybe we want to watch through in the replay to see what was really going on there. You still got half the race to go, so you might just have to watch those incident points just a little bit.
Yeah, or we'll just DNF and we'll have fun after that, I guess.
Indeed, off to Daytona afterwards. completely different affair there. We'll see how that one plays out. If slipstreaming is even really possible in these cars, I'm not too sure. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the end. But until then, we've still got 9 minutes here at this narrow, annoying, twisty, undulating track. I think anything faster than a GT4 and you're going to have a lot of trouble around here. Maybe even GT4 could actually be too quick for this track. Seeing how narrow it is, it'll be have to race anything quicker than these cars around. Something like this. Obviously, we have raced on the other side of the track on the GP layout, or at least involving part of the GP track in the past, which is a bit wider and a bit more friendlier, you could say, to race on, whereas this north side of the track seems a lot less forgiving, and we actually start seeing a lot of slowdown penalties starting to appear. Mohamed's just given himself one, and Victor Paz has now just got one, and it's actually starting to glitch out because I think a lot of people are getting themselves slowdown penalties. So it's not just you, Jared, who's getting called out by these track limits. It's obviously something with this specific track where it's not happy with you running over the curves too much.
It makes me feel a little bit better then.
A lot of these corners are very open-ended though, and there's no real deterrent from you to just sort of straight lining most of the corners. So maybe that's what they've had to do, make this track a lot more stricter to ensure that you're not just basically curb hopping through most of the corners, which is probably what everyone would be doing if they could be doing it. But maybe you can see a lot of people actually running sort of well within the track limits just to avoid getting that ping from the game. Now, is the setup open for this one, or have you locked it to the game default?
I'm running just the game default, but I'm fairly certain it's open. People wanted to mess with all the stuff they could.
I'm wondering how much there actually is to mess around with a car like this. I can't imagine it's a huge amount. You'd have your spring rates and your bunch stops, but you won't have any form of one electronical based items, as there's literally half the field is just gone up for turn 4. They're doing their own thing, but there'll be no engine braking and no sort of aids in that way to help tune the car. It's going to be basically possibly gear ratios. I assume that's one thing you can do, but mainly it's just going to be those suspension values that's really going to help you drive this car, because you can see how bouncy and how unstable the car is, that you have a setup that's a little bit off, and going over these undulations and all these compressions everywhere, it's going to make the car harder than it already was to begin with. Probably the last thing you need. Coming into the final 5 minutes of the race then, already on to lap 17, really is ticking by quite nicely here. Mark Sutton's having a look on Mike LeBon, who actually just sort of opens the door through one and lets him go through. So that battle fizzled out before I could even begin to talk about it. Maybe Mike LeBon can fight back. Possibly both of these cars in the non-prescribed livery. So I remember these two, but obviously we are going to back out and go into another service, so everyone's liveries could change once again, and that would make things even more confusing. Hopefully they don't. Mohamed's got himself some damage on the transmission, so very similar to what we saw Theo Lupi do in the 1992 DTMs at Zolder a couple of weeks back, where he was doing something to the transmission every lap to tear it in half. Mohammed is also having similar struggles, but they should be able to make that final 5 minutes of the race.
For anyone who may be keeping score at home, I have 2 incident points left until I DNF.
You are not making it home, I don't know.
No, I'm
I'd be very surprised.
There's 39. One more to go.
Yeah, if you can nurse that home for 3.5 minutes, I'll be impressed for sure. It's the way to go. Right now there is a battle for the lead once again. Tyler's caught back up to Victor Paz. He's trying to make his way through a lapped car, trying to get himself up to the back of Victor Paz. The gap is just over a second as we come to the last 2-3 minutes of this race. Tyler really being held up by that lapped car ahead. He's going to be able to send it into the inside of turn 4. Just about gets that one done.
I was probably a culprit of holding him up as well. So apologies for that.
It's a good job I don't know who's who in that livery. I can't name and shame.
He caught me a bit ago, but he caught me in the essence, so I basically pounded both of the curbs just to try to get out of the way.
It's the respectful thing to do.
And
That's it, gone.
DQ, baby, love it.
What sort of what's the one for the that's an interesting achievement you're going for there, but congrats on making it. Yeah, 2 minutes to go. You almost made it all the way, almost.
It was
So
fun while it lasted.
Yeah, we've got 2 more minutes then, so we're on to the almost the penultimate lap, depending on where those leaders are. They've lapped most of the field, to be honest, but Tyler is looking, he's right on the bumper of Victor Paz right here, but they've got 2 lapped cars to deal with. One gets out the way, but they've still got 1 more to go through here. Not quite sure who these lap down cars are, for they are all the same cars, so I couldn't tell you even if I wanted to, but Tyler is all over the back then of Victor Paz with 1 minute and 17 to go. We're going to have 2 more laps around here to finish off. Tyler makes a mistake into turn 4. Gets a good exit though. That mistake's turned into a virtue. One of the lap cars gets out the way. Big squeeze to the inside from Victor Paz. He's going to have to look to the outside. It's Tyler. This should turn to the inside. He has to back out though through the S's and up over the crest. There's a lot of clear air in front. That's exactly what Victor Paz is going to want. He doesn't want any more lap cars to get in the way and hold him up, so Tyler's going to have to do this one fair and square without the help of any lap cars ahead to come up over the brow through the final corner for the second last time. We've then gone to the final lap, so it's 1 more chance then for Tyler to make his way into the lead if he can. He's 3 tenths away, which is extremely close, but those 3 tenths equates to 1.5 car lengths. But off goes Victor Paz through turn 3 and into turn 4. He's made a mistake all by himself there, cracking under pressure. That gives Tyler Aguili then the race lead and surely the race win then, as long as he doesn't make any other mistakes himself. Range Rover, Fia Lupu, Vaughn, they're all trying to battle over P4, 5 and 6 in the dying stages, but I don't think they're quite close enough then. Coming up over the hill, over the brow, over the crest, through the right-hander for the final time. Tyler Aguili taking the win in a dramatic style, coming across the line backwards there. just being over Victor Paz, forcing him into a mistake. Ian McClure coming across the line P3, P4 will go to Theo Lupu then. With Ranger Rover and Vaughn, they were very close coming up the side as well. Big Lou, who was running top 5 for most of that race, made a mistake in the midway portion of the race, unfortunately. Dropped himself about 10-15 seconds off the pack he was with, and was starting to claw it back up, but just ran out of time before he could make any meaningful impacts. There we go, there's your standings up for you. Fastest lap then went to Victor Paz in the end with a 52.247, very similar to qualifying there. And yeah, there you go. So that's race 1 dealt with. And normally we would go into a second race with a reverse grid top 10, but I don't know, I guess people are feeling a little bit special or a little bit extra today. We're going to a different track entirely. So we'll wait for that to happen. We'll just have some, I don't know, we'll just talk about random stuff in the meantime.
Congratulations to everyone who finished that race as well. I was not one of them, but congratulations to everyone else.
You were 1 out of 1, but
that's fine.
Unfortunately,
that's the best company by yourself. So yeah, I do think I gotta look at the Discord actually, but I'm pretty sure. What are we doing here? Yeah, so one race there at the Bilsterberg, whichever one it's called. I think it's Bilsterberg, IL.
Yeah, I always say Blister for some reason.
I do as well. But yes, it should roll into. I don't know if the server. I'm not sure if they have to do the server like manually or if it's going to roll over itself, but it should roll into about a 15-minute practice on the Daytona Oval, followed by a 10-minute qualifying, and then 2 races, 10 minutes each, reverse top 10 for second race. It's going to be wild. It probably won't be, but it just sounds like it should be.
I think it will be, especially in 10-minute races. It's not a tremendous amount of time as it is ovals. It's not the most, how do I say this in a nice way, the most demanding things, especially in an NSU. It's not the fastest things. You'll be flat out for, well, all of it, to be honest. The server's still saying it's in the second warm-up, so wondering if that's getting rotated or not.
Yeah, they may have to. They may have to manually switch it over, perhaps.
We shall wait and see. Nonetheless, that was a good first combo. I enjoyed that. I think anything really quicker than that, maybe a Formula 4 or a GT4 when you're starting to push the limits of that track, but the NSU's works really well around there. You could fling it through all the corners and just have a fun time. It's like all the cars are in warm-up right now. Everyone's still on the server, so maybe we're going with second race here instead of Daytona. I'm not too sure.
But yeah, I agree with what you said about anything fast on that. Well, on that version of the Bilsterberg would not really work. These cars have. You really need a car that you can drift with. These are slow enough, and they slide around enough where you can kind of throw it into the corners, like you said. But I would not want to try to do that variation with anything much faster than the NSU, because you're probably just going to be blowing through the break points and the turns and just probably flying into walls.
Yeah, I think you'll start getting frustrated in the fact that you can't use all of the car's potential. You have to slow it right down and be patient with the track. Whereas in the NSU, you're just chuck it through the corner, and that's kind of it. There's not a lot more to it. You can use all the performance all the time with these cars.
Yeah, that is correct. Sorry, Dom. I walked away for a bit, and I'm still not really sure what exactly is happening here, but we'll all find out together.
It looks like we're going for a second race around here, so maybe no Daytona today. We'll see. I think it'll be another 20-minute race, I would assume. I guess this time you'll put the soft tires on, at least.
I guess so. I guess I should probably get move back to my rig and probably get ready, I guess. I was just sitting here waiting for the server to whatever. So yeah, I guess I'll move over there and maybe see if I can make it further longer than I did this time. Oh crap!
You gotta be quick. Yes, you're 20 seconds. As he bolts it to the other side of his room, he's clicked race, so he should be ready. Him coming in. Indeed,
I'm here.
On by the tires, he's in. The lights are about to go out. It's Mark Sutton then who leads the way. Jared on the half compound tires as they all get away though for Mark and Mike. Barn goes straight into the lead. We'll say thank you very much. It's a little bit later in the day though. The lights are ablaze on these cars and there's some more shadows around the track. Sutton's been pushed out wide a little for 3 and 4. Runs with Big and Lou there side by side there. 520 trying to keep his foot in third place there. I don't think Big Lou's going to have any of it. As there's commotions in the background. Many commotions. So he tends in the opening laps here and was trying to find their way. It's a big gaggle here from P5 all the way down to P10. It's like a swarm of bees here. And Big Paz has been bullied off to the side. Maybe, and he's going into the pits as well. Maybe he's got some damage there. Big Paz, the man who came second place in race number 1, going into pit road. So a possible issue for him. But look at all these yellow cars. It really is like a swarm of bees. They're ready to attack then. And they've got some attacking to do because first and third, Barn and Mark Sutton, they're in cars which do not share the same livery, so they're going to be very angry indeed and want to hunt them down, I'm sure.
inside of turn 1. That's audacious. This is way too quick of a corner. Michael Bond runs himself out wide anyway. Similar to what he did with Mark Sutton in race 1. He just gives the lead to Mohammed then. He'll take that nicely. I'm
Son of a
sure
gun!
Lou trying to get to the inside. Jared is having a fun time, I think, maybe.
Not really. I've got 9 incident points already. I'm all over the place.
9 already. That's going to be some form of record. Yeah, that's what happens as the car backwards doing their own thing. I think that's Emery. No, it's Theo Lupi who's going backwards there. Wide through turn 1. So a lot of people miss the apex of turn 1 here, and doing so really compromises your run into 2 and 3. Lots of loading there on Range Rover. He just got basically picked up and moved out the way there almost by Tyler and Ian there in 6th and 7th. They basically just used him as a brake and tried to push him out the way. Rangy holding on to P5. He was trying to go for the move on Mark Sutton in P4. Well, wasn't really allowed to have it happen. Again, Tyler sends it down the inside of basically really shouldn't, because there is no room there. Almost spear tackles Tyler, almost spear tackles Rangy out the way. There did Tyler. The start of this race is a lot more aggressive, and the first one was with that reverse grid top 10. So Tyler, who won the first race, has to start from P10, he's going to P6 already. So good progression, but obviously him knowing or thinking, and possibly knowing that he is the fastest driver on the track, he's going to be really trying to muscle his way through. Going out to dry there. Rangy just making his NSU as wide as he can, which is easily done on the track that's as narrow as this one. He's going to try and hold up Tyler for as long as he can. He's making the move though on Mark Sutton. He's gone wide through the multiple corner, loses 3 positions there in one fell swoop. One mistake with one wheel on the grass, gets dragged out wide, and that's it. He's lost 2 positions. Will be side by side now with Ian. Who has to concede, goes from 4th down to 7th there. Link of an eye. Got a quartet here at the back, or I'd say in the middle pack here from Walt Greaves, Jamie Morrison, Skitty and Jared then, with the tail of this one. Find the way through is hard in these cars when everyone's so equally matched. We see 2 going side by side there. Morrison just being passed by, or maybe re-overtaking actually, the side by side wide through front of the penultimate corner. Says a little kiss to the wall then, bounces up, it carries on like nothing ever happened.
Nobody saw that.
Yeah, that was 2 1. That could have been a lot worse there. Little bounce off the wall, a possible charge down the inside there for being Lupu.
No sir, not today.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky to turn forward there, trying to defend that. Such a sharp braking zone. It's going to be the ideal lunging zone as Bernie Preble is up to the side, and so is Andy Morehouse. There's 2 positions right there. Up into P12 then goes Jared. We'll pick up things here and there. It's a 7-way fight though, up at the front. Everyone in the top 7 within 1 second of each other. So shows how evenly matched everyone is. The last lap from Mohammed was a 53.4. So that's the current pace setting at the moment. With a lot of drivers setting very similar times that are comparable to the front runners. It's just if you get something wrong with the clutch. He hasn't been able to get it into gear. He's now into first. He's down to 8th, down to 9th, down to 10th now. There was one mistake and couldn't find the gear. Once again, I'm not sure what's happened with him. Maybe a hardware issue there has occurred for him. Still driving kind of slow here. It's not fully up to pace yet. Maybe he is now. Coming out of turn 4. But just like that, the race leader has dropped from first down to 10th position. That has given our race 1 winner the lead there, and they'll say thank you very much. And judging from their performance in race 1, you'd assume that Tyler is going to be able to pull away, but it's easier said than done, especially when you've got Ranger Rover right behind you. He's a large charger indeed. I'm sure he's not going to let that go without a fight down the inside. Jared with Jamie Morrison side by side from 2 and 3. That's not going to work. Hopefully the single fire out, possible dive there indeed. Lupi sends it to the inside, says hello. There's a gaggle.
Not today.
Someone else who's gone slow there. So what looked like Jared about to be overtaken manages to fend off Lupi and gets past Jamie Morrison, who was slow on the exit there, and to defend through the left-hander just a little bit. Lupi's looking round the outside, side by side over the brow once again. Not going to happen round here though. Jared has the inside, a much tighter line, got a good exit actually there, even with the compromised line. He's right on the back of Walt Greaves then, coming up the hill for P10. Mohammed's there just ahead of P9, he's going to try and recover what he can from his moment at lap before. Looking to the outside, is going to give room to Lupu, and to cut that off over the curbs. If you look to the inside, a little more wobble though, that's going to get the inside to Lupu, and some more loading going on from Jamie Morrison there. Contact all over the place. No wonder why people are possibly on the cliffs of verge of disqualification with all this contact going on here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, what's going on? There's people everywhere back here.
It's all going off. Jeff Houston's gone round at the fastest corner. Had to stay there for what seemed like an age from P4, P5, all the way down to P16 now. He waited for everyone to go past, which is the right thing to do. He waited all that time. I think someone else was off to the side there as well. Maybe there's contact between the two. And they both waited for the show across the sure, but people are coming into all sorts of variations of issues and strife here between Jared and now. It's from the last on the grid up to P9, so it's a solid progression there.
We're trying, but we're also racking up as many points as we go. So like that right there. Now I have 38. My apologies. The video's coming. Oh, and there's 42, so I'm done.
There it is.
Black flag. I'm a pirate. Give me the black flag. I'm out.
What could have been such a marvelous result for Jared has ended ever so quickly there. With Fiat Lupu losing the back end there between the first and corner, and well, you didn't have anywhere to go there at the end of the choice.
Got to hit him, and that sealed your fate there. And, maybe someone else will join you in the disqualification pile, so you don't feel too lonely there.
It's okay. This entire stream's off the rails anyway, so it's probably for the best.
Might be. And you're moving out the rig to a comfier chair then for the remainder of this. And I believe Jamie Morrison has also been disqualified, indeed he has, for the same reason. So there you go, you have a friend. Jamie Morrison's come to join you there, as Emery Anson's had a moment in the final sector.
I like that.
Off track for them. What, Emery having an accident or you having a friend?
No, myself having a friend. No, not Emery having an accident there.
I'm sure they wouldn't be too pleased with you wanting to see misfortune.
No,
for
never.
them.
Only misfortunes in myself, and I had it twice today. So.
Sometimes just how the cookie does crumble. Thankfully for your own self, you weren't the only one to be caught out with that, and with the aggressive nature of the second race, I won't be surprised with 7 more minutes to go. We don't see a few more succumbing to the same fate. I wouldn't be too surprised at all. Bernie Puebla trying to look on Andy Morehouse for P10. There in that Golf liveried car. Looking to the inside at turn 4. It's got that move done. Andy Morehouse a little bit wide there through 4. Left the door open. Bernie took that invitation away. He went. Jeff Houghton's going to try and capitalize on that as well. He's looking right, he's looking left. He's got a little bit squirrely over the bumps. Isn't able to capitalize on it this time around. But he's drawn up a lot closer then to Andy Morehouse. That allow him a bit of a chance. Mohammed as well sending it down the inside then into turn 1. Going to be side by side. And big two-wheeled moment and over. Still on their side there goes Sketty, and it's all gone. Unfortunately, the auto director debated me there and just sent me to another person. But Mr. Double M there going up on 2 wheels through turn 3. I think eventually did go on his roof. It's a poor rejoin. Makes a little bit of contact there with Jeff Houghton. Says hi, but I think that's the first person in race 2 to make that mistake. So I'm surprised that hasn't happened more, to be honest. It seems very inviting, those curves at turns 2 and 3.
Well, they're very inviting because it's a very soft S, as you can say, and you would think that you'd be able to take a little bit of the curbs and not have a track limit. And myself, I just couldn't tell myself to not hit those curbs. It wasn't really giving the vehicle any damage, but it was obviously invalidating your laps and giving you incident points. But I mean, if you hit them slow enough, or if you don't go too far in, too fast, you're okay not rolling it. But live and learn, really.
Yeah, it all depends on how greedy you want to be each time, and maybe under pressure you're trying to take the best possible line you can. You don't want to sacrifice too much by not taking the curbs, so at that point you do start taking curbs. Try and give yourself that extra 100th or 2 over your rival, and sometimes that's the price you pay for taking too much of something that you shouldn't be having. It's always fun to see a roll. I do like a good roll. I'm partial to a roll. I'm quite fond of your DTM roll at Brands Hatch at turn 2. So
oh yes, it's
a lovely roll you made.
I have some good ones out there. I need to go back and find them all, put them into one video.
There's a fair few out there. Keishan Hall comes to mind at is it Aragon? Westland Aragon? Spanish circuit and TCRs. There's one of those little red curb things, I think at turn 4. I remember him whacking one of them, sending himself into a wall. It's always entertaining from an outside perspective when someone rolls. It's not so entertaining when you yourself are the roller, but it can happen to the best of us.
That's right. It's entertaining if you can do it and not somehow get either full damage, or if you can come out with just a little bit of damage or no damage, then it was all worth it for the entertainment and for the experience. Now, if you completely damage your car, then obviously it was not worth it.
Not so much worth it. I always try to have a little game where I'll get myself up onto 2 wheels and see how far I can go, try and balance it. Yeah. But that normally ends up on me just turtling the car anyway, so it's a risky game.
Ian McClure here working on Andy Morehouse in the back. If that turn, I've slowly found out, if you drop it down into first gear through the turn 4, you can get a heck of a run off there. better than what you think, and that's what people are starting to do, or they have been doing. I just haven't been paying attention. But I eventually found that out, because at times I was leaving it in second gear, and it was just an awful release. I was so slow.
It's really tricky when there are only 4 gears in the car. We're used to GTs and F1 cars, which will have from, well, a minimum of 6 gears to 8 gears. Someone else goes over there. I think, I'm not quite sure who that was, someone else, and just ahead of Ian McClure there, made their rolling debut as well. Indeed, a little bit of a moment. But yeah, in modern cars, if you're in between gears as such, with so many gears, it's very easy to drop a gear and be fine, but you sometimes risk that with only 4 gears. So if you're in second and you're not quite sure, you go into first and you buzz the limiter, so you have to stay in second, and it's really awkward. But it seems like, thankfully, turn 4 is just slow enough that you can get away with being in first. But it's hard to make your selection around here, because you only have 4 gears to choose from. So sometimes you have to stay in a gear higher than what you'd want, because the gear lower simply would be just buzzing in the limiter, so you have to brave out the low revs.
Right. It looked like Big Lou somewhere in there got spun around, maybe a little wall, and who's he fighting with? He's bumping with Muhammad, I think.
But Muhammad and Mike is trying to run away here.
Yeah, Mike's trying to get out of there because he sees these two fighting each other. He does not want to be a part of that. But he's going to be a part of it.
Looking to the inside is Big Lou, which is was given the fair shot there through turn 1. Yeah, seen that in your rearview mirror, seen Big Lou and Muhammad make contact for every square meter of the track. So the last thing they want to get involved with, but Big Lou wants to get involved right now. He's pounding the back of Mike Bluwan, and I think on the penultimate lap here, I think the leader Tyler will get round to start another lap, so these guys are going to have to slog it out one more time.
Big Lou's ready for Daytona with some bump graphic.
Yeah, look at him nip it to the inside. He manages to get that little bit of overlap there, but he's going to be again on the outside for the final corner. Actually allows Muhammad to get down the inside. It's a bit of a sandwich. Big Lou will go down the inside. So Muhammad's actually gone to the front of this one. It's a big contact there, though. Where's he gone? Mike has exited stage right there.
It was like a rocket ship off to the right. Probably has some damage, or he's kind of trying to regain some composure there after being thrown off the track.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he does get away with it. The race has concluded, though. Tyler will win over Range Rover, but it's 20 seconds back to Muhammad. That shows the gap that those two really had. You see both of them sliding through that penultimate corner. Big drifts, big slides from both of them there.
Big Lou's
and Big Lou.
He might have it. Nah, maybe not.
He was looking in the slipstream, but not quite enough.
He was in the back seat right there. He was full.
Indeed, right.
Somebody's coming back.
It's
chaos.
You couldn't get much closer if you tried there between those two. Loopy will come across the line P6. Laban, who got sort of muscled out the way there. A lap previous will come across the line P8. Waltz in 9th. Jeff Houghton, obviously, there are your timings up on your screen anyway. Jeff Houghton P9 and Ian McClure P10. Tyler will take your fastest lap on the 20 on 8. I said 20 again. It's 52.3. That is just under a tenth slower than the first race. I don't know if that's of any note to anyone, but that's the only observation I made from that.
Yeah, that was that race there was a little bit more kind of aggressive, but it's really easy to be aggressive, or I mean, not to be like, you're not trying to be deliberately aggressive. Like me, I DQ'd twice. I'm sure I probably was beating and banging on people probably a little bit more than what either folks are used to or that we normally see. But in those cars, like it's so easy to be side by side, or to like, you know, you're going to be door to door in those cars, and it just leads to, you know, more touching than what you're probably used to in that track. It's a short track. It's a crazy track with all the various twists and turns there. So it's very easy to you know, have probably more contact than anyone might be used to.
Yeah, we see over at GRG that we have a saying that it's called the touring car way, and what that means is that you are going to hit people because touring cars promote that type of racing. You get it a little bit with GT racing, but touring cars, and especially the NSUs, they are cars that can take a hit,
Right.
and people aren't going to be too upset if you use your car not so much as a battering ram, but just a little nudge or a little hip check here and there. You know, just little taps here and there. It's all part of the racing, because they'll do it to you and you'll do it straight back. So it's all fair,
Right.
in the end, because everyone's doing it equals amount.
I agree with that.
It's not like you can do it in an open wheel car or maybe even a GT car, because contact like that will end not too well. But cars like this, yeah, sort of anything goes almost, in a way. So we do have the server for Daytona, so I'm glad we're getting this one. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Oh, very nice. My game decided to crash on the other side of things,
Oh, no.
so I have to reload it up and jump back in. These were the races that I was looking most forward to, because number one, well, you know, being American, you grow up with NASCAR, so you know, ovals. I love ovals in anything, and with these cars, you know, they're obviously they're just fun to drive. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting to see how they react to full out for. I mean, I don't even know what a lap time will be on this. A minute and a half, maybe. I don't even know. Probably longer than that.
Yeah, probably will be
Maybe 2 minutes.
plus a minute. Oof.
I mean, I know under normal stock car, it's what is it, like 50,
40 odd, isn't it? 40,
yeah,
50.
50 some seconds, maybe. I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be at least double, I would assume. What do stock cars hit? Do they hit 300 kilometers an hour? Sort of 170 mile an hour. What do they hit? What do they hit? Shouldn't have no clue.
That I don't know.
Got Tyler here. He's clocking 185 kilometers an hour. So that's 185. So that's just under 120 mile an hour. About 107 mile an hour, which is, I mean, it's not bad, but it's pretty slow in racing car terms.
Yeah, and they don't output a very good noise either, so it's gonna sound like a
Bees.
dying bee for
Yeah.
the entire way around.
Indeed. Yeah, all of them buzzing in the limiter. Range Rover's getting himself to 100. Oh, it's flicking between 189, 190, 191 kilometers an hour before going into turn 3. So it sounds like he's just in the limiter. So whether or not slipstream will even make a difference when you're already in the limiter, we'll wait and see. That was kind of the problem we had. Oh, how many months ago it was? Maybe even half a year now ago, when we had the Camaro GT3 ranked race around here. Is that everyone was just in the limiter all the time, so slipstream really didn't do a lot because you didn't get any overspeeds from it. But
Right.
we'll see how this plays out with these. I mean, they're in the shoes. They're never not fun. So
We're gonna do some shaking and baking. I'll tell you that much right now. If you thought I was bumping people at the Bilsterberg, this is going to be all out. I hope there's no incident points, to be honest with you. But if there are, I'm gonna DQ. I'm gonna keep the streak going.
Quadra DQ.
I'm gonna go all for DQs, going all out, full sends everywhere. And just for you, Dom, since the game crashed and I got back in, I picked a different livery for you. Picked the old Jägermeister orange. So.
Oh, that is a good livery, to be honest.
I hope I'm
sort
up.
The one I go for.
Yeah, I hope I'm up there number 1 for you. That way, you can see. But then again, I don't know, because I'm sure Rangy has done some scientific work here on his NSU to have it as fast as it's going, and I'm going in stock setup, so I have no idea what really will happen.
We'll find out. We've actually got our first bit of drafting here. We've got Bernie Pueblo and Mark Sutton. Sutton is right in the back of Bernie Pueblo, just pushing him along, basically.
I see that. I'm going to jump in here on the other side, and I'll load it all up and get going. So
get those laps in. Get ready to just hold your right foot down for about 10 minutes. But you can see there that Mark Sutton, even in the slipstream, he stalls out there. You see that in NASCAR anyway, that once you catch up to the car, unless you make your move immediately, try and go around the outside. If you don't do it, you stall out and you sit right behind the car, and there's nothing you can do because you gain speed, but you don't gain enough to make the overlap like you do when you're catching up to the car from 5 to 10 car lengths back. Once you're up in that bumper, you stall out, you get stuck. It's very hard to make that move. I think that's similar to what we're going to see here tonight. But when there is a car behind you, the car ahead also goes quicker. It's a I forget what it's called. Maybe Jared, if you know, it's where a car is behind a car in front, and that car in front consequently goes faster because the car behind is interacting with the rear end of the wake of the car with the aerodynamics. It basically deletes the rear wing. I'm not quite sure how it works or why it works, but somehow makes the car in front go quicker for some odd reason.
I'm unsure as well. I mean, I hear myself twice.
I hear you twice.
I'm gonna quit talking for a second, then I'll figure that out here in a second. Everything's crazy tonight.
All popping off. Jared is he's in 2 places at once, maybe. He's split himself in 2. That's a mad scientist sort of thing, maybe. Soon to see, but Mark Sutton is saying all the purple sectors here. He's just in the slipstream of Bernie Pueblo. Just having a wonderful time with things, these two. But these two slipstreaming, they are 3 tenths ahead. Actually, they've gone even quicker. Bernie Pueblo sets a 14.1. Mark Sutton on a 14.3. The next is Wall on a 15 dead. He's 8 tenths off the back of Bernie Pueblo. That's quite something. So you now know that slipstream is worth about 8 tenths of a lap then around here. So even though they are buzzing in the limiter, they're just able to reach that threshold by. Well, we see them coming down the back straight. We saw Rangy Rover hit 191. Mark Sutton will hit 197 then. So an extra 6 kilometers an hour down the back straight, and just a little bit quicker everywhere else through the over the course of the lap gives you 8 tenths of a second. Who knew? Weirdly enough, both Bernie and Mark Sutton, the 2 on your screen right now, are on the hard compounded tyres. They've both been usurped by Walt and Rangy. We'll click over to them, see if they're doing. Yeah, they're doing exactly the same thing. Both of these 2. They're on the soft compounded tyres. I don't really know if that makes much of a difference. That same Mark Sutton on the hard tyre now goes to the top, so there's going to be a lot of strategy in this, and qualifying is going to be interesting. Is anyone going to buddy up here? Everyone going to want to do it on their own, because you don't want to be giving slipstream to anyone else when we figured out that it's worth at least 8/10 of a second, maybe minimum round here. It's going to be like Monza F1 2020, when no one wanted to be at the front of the queue, and it's going to be pandemonium, I think, in quali. It's going to be interesting to see how people work around that issue.
That's also a great point, because I'm not sure if it's set up where it's going to be like solo qualifying, or if we're all going to be out here together. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, that one. I think a lot of people would prefer solo as themselves, so they can just do their own thing and not be hindered or help anyone else. But I'll be very curious to see what it'd be like if everyone's together, because that's going to make some interesting viewing to see what everyone ends up doing. We've now dipped into the 13.4, so cars are gradually getting quicker. There's a gaggle of 3 here. I think that's got Lupu in, possibly. So now leading duo, Sketty. Is it Sketty? What's his surname? How do I say it?
I just say sketty, almost like spaghetti, but no, nothing in the front of it, you know.
Sketty. Okay. And Lupu, first and second on the timings at the moment. Those two have buddied up for this practice session. Actual bump drafting there from Theo actually gave the leading man a proper physical tap. So that's something. He's inside him basically right now, just pushing him along. So that's different to what we've seen already from others, from Mark Sutton, Bernie Puebla, where they've just been sitting about an inch or two behind. Filipe is actively pushing the car ahead of him through the corner, so maybe that's what's given them a little bit extra speed, possibly 198 kilometers there, 200 kilometers an hour Filipe was going, so that's got to be it. Purple in the final sector, that's got to be what's given them this little bit extra here. It's just making them their bump through the corners. They're taking the high line at the moment. Not quite sure why, because that's well, it's a slower line. You're just adding more meters, but they are, both of them, half a second ahead of everyone else there from third onwards. So this bumping technique is obviously the one to choose. Jared, you found a friend? Yes, you have. You're there with Mike LeBon. That's good.
Yeah, we've kind of switched spots. He was behind me a lap ago, and then he was faster, so I just got in behind him. But I'm already almost 3/10 up. I'm 4 tenths now, my fastest lap. So you definitely get more speed being the car behind.
Yes, I think so. You get drawn, but as soon as you get drawn up to the back of the car ahead, it's hard to get through, especially in a racing context. It's going to be hard to make that move through, but right now you're taking off the rear aero of Leban's car, making him go a little bit quicker, and he's also giving you a clear path as well, making you go quicker. So it's a win-win for both of you here. And we'll see, you guys should jump up the order, but everyone's doing the same thing here, so it's going to be quite hard to even make progress, because everyone's buddied up basically. There was a trio out there as you hop up to P7. Then you both set exactly the same time, both you and Mike.
Fantastic.
And somehow the game gave you the place ahead. Interesting. Yeah, exactly the same time there from both of you. There's now a quad pack, which is terrifying. There's sort of like a gang warfare going on right now. We've got a pack of 4, now a pack of 5, actually. I don't know who any of these people are apart from Tyler, who is number 4 in this 5-way queue. They're sort of dicing. They're all very squirmish. There's a bit of contact actually. They're all trying to get their place in the queue here, and this is what it's going to be like on the opening few laps. Is all the yellow cars mixed in with a few that are slightly different, all bump drafting far to the inside line for basically most of the racing. It'll be interesting to see how people try and force their way through. This 4-way train is, I don't know if it's working, I don't know if it's too much, because everyone's bumping each other and there's a little bit of miscommunication, so maybe that's not the best thing to do for lap time, but we'll see. Practice is now coming to a close. So as the AI takes over and gets very confused with all those cars, almost sends them all into the wall. We'll see for qualifying. Hopefully it's a group quali, because I want to see everyone struggle in the nicest way. Here we go. It looks like it is group quali. We've got 10 minutes, so 5 minutes less than what we had in practice just then. And we'll see who's first to venture out. It will be Mohammed, then followed by, well, everyone basically. Everyone's coming out as quick as they can, but everyone's going to be right with each other. And it's just going to be a slipstream fest for the next 10 minutes. This is going to be tough. Are you going to try and play in the games here, Jared, or are you just going to just drive for 10 minutes?
No, I'm going to play in the games. I want to see however many people are in the server. I want to see us all linked up together.
All 15 of you.
All 15 I want just in a line, a slipstream line.
Maybe that's what we'll end up with. I wouldn't be surprised if people who are out on their own will hold back and slow down on their laps just to allow a queue or a train to catch up. But if all 15 are with each other, I mean, everyone surely in theory set the exact same lap. We'll soon see. You got some bump drafting behind you. You've just got a lovely whack as well. So yeah, we already have a trio.
4 points already.
Oh, that's good. Is the instant limit 40 as well?
It is, yeah.
Oh no, no one's going to finish the race.
We're going 4 for 4.
Oh, shit.
I'm hoping this people behind me push me up to Muhammad and Andy here in front of me.
I didn't even give that a thought. So do you get do you get 4 instant points, or?
So I got 4 instant points for that first hit by Mark Sutton behind me.
That first one was quite hefty. But what about all the little nudges? Are they?
No. So all those little ones haven't given me anything. No.
Okay, at least it's got a little bit of leeway, because yeah, I don't think anyone would finish if you were getting the 4 instant points as well. Even there's little nudges here and there. I think that first one's understandable. Yeah, the big whacks like that. Was that an instant point right there? Looked kind of heavy.
That was not, no.
That was not. Okay, so you got a bit of leeway there. So hopefully then people can bump draft and not have to worry too much. But yeah, so yeah, a 4-way train here and everyone just bumping. You're purple in the first 2 sectors, but I mean, so does everyone else, so I guess maybe it doesn't matter. But you will be the first to set a lap. Then you almost get pit maneuvered there. That's quite funny. There we go. The first 6, 7, 8 times on the board. A 13.9 then by Sketty all the way down to Thomas Cohort, who's joined us for the ovals. That's nice. There in P9, he is my GT4 teammate, so I'll be looking at him closely, see what's going on with Mr. Thomas. But yeah, everywhere you look, They've all got friends, apart from Emery. Emery's doing their own thing right now. They're just out on their own, so maybe they need to find a buddy. So same with Jeff Hooton, Jamie Morrison. They're on their own. Although Jamie's just called up to Jeff actually, so those two have now buddied up. Emery though needs to find a friend pretty soon because we're almost halfway through the session already, and without a buddy, you are giving away basically a second just like that, and it's something you can't really afford to do. So it's tricky because you need a buddy, but you also don't want to give someone else an advantage. So even if you're first or second in the queue, if you buddied up with someone, you're getting an advantage yourself, but you're also giving the car ahead and behind you an advantage too. So you have to basically, because if you don't, then you know you're going to be at the bottom of the leaderboard in qualifying. But if you do, you are giving your rival the same advantage that they're giving you. So like, what do you do? Because you don't want to give anyone else the advantage, but you need it yourself. So
and I really have no idea what any of these people behind me are doing.
hey,
we're all splitting apart.
Yeah, it's a good practice, to be honest. Yeah, but this is like proper NASCAR.
I'm gonna try to get in behind somebody.
Yeah, you're currently leading the way. You got someone on your inside there as you try and take the high line. Whoever's behind you is having none of it right now. But yeah, we've got a high line and a low line right now forming. This is exactly what we're going to see for during the race. Is a high line and a low line just doing what they can, so you can make it stick. But looks like you're going to be able to just drop in here. There we go.
Yes, give me the speed.
And you got someone who's been on their own the entire time. I think that might actually be Emery. No, it's not. It's someone else. But they've been left on their own, and now they join the queue. Here we go again.
Oh, I picked the wrong line. Oh, he's coming in.
Man, this is just qualifying. What's the race going to be like?
It's going to be incident points galore. And so I see the benefit already, even with 5 people right there, because I'm now by myself and I can't really even catch up to them.
Yeah, if you get disconnected from the pack, it's going to be a world of hurt. And even that, you're only a couple of car lengths away, and it looks like, yeah, they are driving away from you. Possibly. At least it seems that way.
I've lost my friends.
Your friends have gone. Indeed, yeah, just like that, they actually have fully driven away. That's it's going to be really tough in the race. So if anyone does get disconnected like that, they're just going to be left on their own. You got 2 friends behind you on the outside lane. Maybe they'll come say hi. Fastest lap at the moment, a 13.6 on Bernie Puebla. 5 thousandths of a second quicker than Walt Graves. Graves. At the moment, they're 3 tenths clear of the rest of the field, though. Michael Barn there in third is 3 tenths off the back. So I don't know what Puebla has done, along with Walt, to get those 3 tenths margin. Oh, never mind. Tyler Geely, Ranger Rover, they go to the top now. They're in the pack of 4. That actually a pack of 5 now. So it was a bit of shuffling and contact here and there, but working out for now. Jeff Hooton, Fia Lupu, they've set the same time there. Both set 1 minute 13.472s. You see that on your timing screen. So we've got the top 6 then, all within 1/10, all within 600ths of a second actually. The top 6. That's some fine margins right there. Final minute to go then for quali. A couple of people are returning to pits. We've got maybe a third of the field that have returned, realizing they can't finish the lap they're on, for the time will run out. But currently Mark Sutton with a 2/10 advantage on the 13.2. Currently leading the way. Range Rover calls it a day, dips to the apron. He won't be any higher than 4th place. Mark Sutton, I think, is done. Oh, he's now calling it a day. He's gone to... Is he going to the apron? He's gone to the apron, but coming back up. Maybe this is what gives him the extra speed? Possibly? No, I think he's just having a bit of fun with someone else. But there we go. As qualifying comes to an end then. Mark Sutton will take pole position there by 2/10. Not quite sure where he's been able to do that. But then look at the gaps right there. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Lupu, Hooton, Rangy Rover, and Igili all within 4 thousandths of a second. Yeah, that top 5 is going to be pretty close, and so is the entire field here. Aussie Endurance Racing very much promotes that, but we've got 5 minutes of warm-up. I don't know what you can really do during this time, because it's an oval. It's not a huge amount going on, to be honest, when there's an oval. But I'm sure everyone will think of something.
And Dom, I've noticed that these are going to be standing starts, which might be kind of awful, but that's what we've got. So it'll probably be a slow 2 laps to start.
Possibly so, as everyone's trying to get themselves up to speed. That's going to be interesting, actually. A standing start, obviously on the banking. If you can't get yourself up to good speed quickly, you're just going to slide down the apron, down to the apron, which would be quite funny. We'll see how that goes.
It very well could happen.
Yeah, with a reverse grid top 10 for the 2nd race as well. That could shake things up if someone gets a poor launch, and these cars are tricky enough to start as it is. See how it goes. People just sort of venturing around the grasslands at the moment. A wonderful time. Seems like a lot of people made their way onto the infield. Maybe we should do a when driver swaps one day become a thing. Maybe one day. I don't know if that's in the pipeline. It would be very nice to have some multiplayer sort of aspects like that. Have some driver swaps. Maybe we could do a charity 24 hours in the NSUs.
I love the idea.
I don't know if anyone will make it 24 hours, but worth a try. I feel like they'd all the cars would give up, all the gearboxes would be shot, but worth a try.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there'd be any engine left, but we'll certainly go as long as we needed to.
That I would very much pay to see. Yeah, a lot of people just sort of investigating the infield. There's always something to do. I'm glad they found their entertainment out there. Here we go, so a standing start. Oof, this can only go well.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared, to be honest.
I would be too. If you don't get a good start, just in general, you're gonna very quickly sort of slide down the banking, and you're gonna be immediately able to counter steer up to deal with that banking. So we'll see how everyone deals with it. We're literally about to find out in a single minute. Everyone trying to make those, I don't know. There's the last little setups, just trying to make the car as quick as it can in a straight line, basically just no camber, no toe, just make it straight as possible, make it as stiff as possible, and just, there we go, straight line, easy done. That's all I know about setting up a NASCAR, just go quick and straight line. Right then, here we go. This could be something.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen right here.
Wait for all those lights to go out. Like I said, it's a standing start. Away we go. Actually quite calm. I'm happy to see that. Everyone gets away. A little bit of a twitch has been off the line there. Had one slow starter, the Iceman. Brazilian, who didn't have the best of getaways, but here we go, immediate bump drafting there from Jeff Hooton and Rangy Rover. As everyone needs to get into single file quickly there. I'm not quite sure why Rangy's trying to make it on the high line, just get in underneath Jeff Hooton and pushing him along, because the top three are already breaking away here. I think Rangy Rover's sort of shot himself in the foot there. We'll see, everyone's going to dip their way to the inside line and just start pushing their way up to leaders if they can. Here we go, 10 minutes then.
I feel so slow right now.
Trying to pick up that speed. It obviously takes a while to get to the top speeds in these cars. Once you get there, you're going to get a lovely bonk. There it is. That's exactly what you need. But the top three have already broken away. They're a second clear over Jeff Hooton, and I really think that was instigated by the fact that Rangy Rover refused to dip down to the inside line and start pushing Jeff as soon as he could. He stayed on the outside line for no reason when the inside was clear. He should have got down and started pushing, because those three got clear. But behind is a 4-pack followed by a 5-pack. Sounds like I'm collecting, I don't know, some sort of card game. I don't know. Could be doing some royal flush or something. But maybe if they can work together, they can catch up to the trio ahead. That gap has grown though. It's almost 2 seconds, 1.8, 1.9 now. We're coming up to 2 seconds here. They need to start working together, realizing that if they don't, that top three is never going to be in reach. But they're all bumping each other, and that's what they need to do. Just give each other little bumps here and there. As the second of the 5 packs joins, to make this a 10-car strong field, but they're still losing time. The top 3 here are sandwiching. The poor 520 of Mark Sutton is basically a sandwich right now in between Lupu and Agili, but they are doing it completely perfectly, and they're bumping in all the right places just to edge that gap now 2.5 seconds over the chasing pack here. And you'd assume with more people in your pack that you'd be able to go quicker than the people up in front, but seemingly not the case here. Maybe if you have too many people jostling for position and bumping each other, maybe it actually slows you down a tad bit. I'm not too sure. But once people find their groups and find the places where they know they're going to be, people are going to start thinking about making those moves and where they can try and do that. Maybe they can get themselves to the inside line. Maybe they have to try around the outside. We'll see how it goes. Coming on to start lap number 4 then. And start devising these strategies to see where you can make it through. It's going to be hard because when you're buzzing in the limiter, you can't really go much faster than the limiter. There has been a change for position though. Up the front, Agili's got past Mark Sutton, who's been dropped ever so slightly. He's now 4/10 of a second off the back of the front too, but I don't know if you can hold it there. Agili's pushing Lupu constantly there, and I think Mark Sutton's actually going to drop off now. Indeed, he's losing 100th of a second every second. He's losing a couple of meters there every second to the front two, and he's going to drop off now. So a podium position looks to be coming up for grabs, because indeed Walt's group there in P4 is now quicker than Mark Sutton, now that Mark Sutton is on his own there in P3. So the battle pack from P4 all the way through to P7, they are now quicker than Mark Sutton. They're going to be bringing their weight up then for P3. So we are now halfway through the race, and you can see there that chasing pack, that quadra there of Walt, Sketty, Bernie Puebla, Mike Laban. They're coming to get Mark Sutton here, who's a complete sitting duck now. He's on his own with no slipstream in front and no one behind to push him. He's completely on his own. You can see Walt here is steaming ahead here. We'll actually bring up a comparison. You can see the speeds here that Walt is a good, or was at least a good 5 or so kilometers an hour quicker. Mark Sutton's been forced to the outside there, and all 4 of them went through. So that's the danger if you don't keep within the slipstream. Mark Sutton's been shuffled to the outside, and all 4 have gone through on the inside, and he wasn't even able to get himself back to the inside line after Mike LeBon gone through. He's already detached himself off the back of that group, which means he's in the same position as before. He's on his own. There's nothing he can do. He wasn't even able to latch onto that group that just overtook him. So it's unfortunate for him, but now this group now are fighting over that final step on the podium. Fia Lupu and Tyler Ogili are at the front still doing their thing with 3.5 minutes to go. Tyler's going to have to start thinking of moves to make, to see if he can make his way through. A little further near the back half of the field, we've got Jeff Hooton, Jamie Morrison, and Jared. Mr. Jaeger boy here.
We're trying. So myself and Morrison, we finally caught up to Putin, but he's now dropped back from kind of the pack he was with. So no, we're not really sure what's going to happen here. We might have to make a decision at some point if we catch up to those folks and jump out of line.
Indeed, it's really tricky that as soon as you come away from that slipstream that you do just get left for dead. You are catching up to Mohammed there in P11. He's on his own, or relatively anyway. And with that, if you keep the momentum, you've got Emery as well in P10, who's slightly detached from the pack in front of themselves as well. So there's still a chance with 2 minutes to go here. You've got a couple more laps. You can definitely get Mohammed, who's very close now indeed to Emery, and you guys are also catching up. So those two are now pushing, so might make it a little bit harder. But even so, maybe if you can't get to Mohammed, you feel you've got to get past these two as well. And that's going to be easier said than done. Maybe, I mean, you could even go below the yellow line. Maybe. I mean, you might get some interesting looks if you do that. But all's fair sometimes. Maybe even taking the apron is a quicker line. Who knows?
If I get desperate enough, I might try it.
Might try it, but this...
Muhammad might be at the ground at this point. You can see the top of the car. Oh, yeah. So someone's under the ground.
That's not ideal. Mohammed, you say? Mohammed's for me is fine, but
so he's almost kind of invisible. Yeah, he just came up out of the ground and hit the bottom of Emery's car.
Yeah, I guess that's going to be very weird from your perspective. You see there, just plain as day, that the 3-car pack has so much more momentum over the 2-car duo that they were just able to breeze past, and both Mohammed and Emery were left for dead very quickly there. It looks like Mohammed's just able to latch onto the back of you there, Jared, and he's now coming up. But I think Emery's about to get left for it. Trying their best. It is it's a 6-way fight at the lead right now. I'm not quite sure when that gap came down, but it is the top 6 here, all in the line. With 17 seconds to go, coming through the final corner. I don't think they're going to get to the line in time here to start one more lap with 5, 4, 3. I think no, this is going to be. It looks like Tyler Giddy is going to win this checkered out, and there we go. Just by the skin of his teeth there, Tyler takes the win from Fia Lupu, Walt Greaves, Bernie Puebla, Sketty and LeBon, the top 6 there, all within 1.5 seconds there coming across the line. We'll see then, Jared, you finished then in P12. It's hard to... Ooh, okay, good job there's ghosting. You are on a charger off, it's gone. It's very hard once you get yourself up in up right behind someone where you don't have the overlap, the extra speed that once you are behind someone, it's kind of hard to get your way through. We had 3 people on the hard compound tyre during that race. Kind of worked out for them because 2 of them came 3rd and 4th and the other one came 9th, so maybe hard compound tyres work on ovals. Who knew? But we're about to go to our 4th and final race of the day. No disqualifications in that race, thankfully. Yeah, so the 4th and final with a reverse grid top 10. So Aguili will, he's won all 3 races, I believe. Definitely won the first one. Can't remember if he won the second one, but he definitely won the 3rd one just there. And he will start from P10.
I believe he did win the second one as well.
Man's having a very good night then. It's possible that I might have been ejected from the server. Not too sure. Yes, I was. Yay. Love it when that happens. So I'll just have to hop myself back in. But it's probably going to give me the transitioning to another session malarkey. But I will type the password aggressively over and over until it lets me in.
Mine was kicked out as well, but I managed to somehow get back in before the timer ended for race 1.
That's impressive. Hopefully we have the warm up. So
we do. There's like 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Warm up number 2.
Indeed. Hopefully it didn't take me too long to get in. I am going to go obtain some water, so I'll be back in a moment.
For anyone who may be watching, thank you for stopping by. I think Twitch is, well, my Twitch, I think is probably having a little bit of problems on the stream side. So my apologies for that. But we are recording, so the recording will go up on YouTube. That should not have any issues. I did notice within the second race of the Bilsterberg that the actual race content was not selected, so my apologies for that. That's what happens when I'm gone for an entire week and I take a red eye and I get home and I'm slightly tired. I forget what I'm doing, so race number 2, a little bit of it was missed, but hey, we're at least seeing all of race 1, a little of race 2, all of race 1 of Daytona. We'll see all of race 2 of this one, and in the end, it's still great stuff. Everyone's giving it their all. We'll see how many people. I think some dropped out, not by choice, between the first race and the second race of Daytona here. So we'll see how many people we have left, which is unfortunate, because I don't believe they can get back in the middle process there. So we'll find out. We'll find out together who's left. With about 2 minutes and 30-some seconds left here in the race 2 warm-up. We'll be on our way. Where am I starting? P12, right behind the winners, or the podium placements of race 1. So hopefully I can latch on and maybe get going a little bit faster than what I did in race 1. I did have some incident points if you're keeping score at home. So for me, that's 2 DQs with 40 plus at Bilsterberg. I think I had 4 maybe of race 1 here in Daytona. So keeping the streak alive of incident points, it's always great. And as always, it's very appreciative if anyone's watching this on Twitch or YouTube. Your views and your feedback are always appreciated. They're always welcomed. So leave us any type of comments. Leave us some thumbs up. Leave us some thumbs down if you want to. We're always looking to make our stuff better, or at least try to make our stuff better. We do this for the people out here on the racetrack. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not doing this for any type of money or anything like that, any type of compensation. We're doing this really for everyone out here. So hopefully it's all looking okay. Or if it doesn't look okay right now, it'll at least look good on YouTube. So catch it over there and just enjoy the content. That's what it's here for. It's what we're trying to do for. Check out our Twitter. Check out our Instagram. This is on Twitch at the moment, as I think it is. This is going to be on YouTube later on. We're all over the place. We try to be. Find the Discord community if you're not already in it. You got our Discord, North America RaceRoom. Dom, I mean, he's in there as well, but they've got their GRG community. There's communities all over the place. So if you're not a part of one, or if you're a part of one and not a part of another one, join multiple of them. People are racing all the time with each other. Everyone's looking for more people to race with here within the America's time zone. So, join up with someone. Anywhere, anytime. Get in some laps. It's the only way to, you know, improve skills if you need improving, or just keeping what skills you have for finding people to race with. So we try to make it as fun as possible. So hopefully some of the stuff that you're watching tonight seems pretty fun, seems pretty entertaining.
That's very well said. It's almost like you've written that down before.
Thank you, Dom. I don't know if you were, I didn't know if you were listening. I was just really just rattling things off to anyone who may be listening to this, whether live right now or later on YouTube. So
yeah, I caught the tail end of that. But yeah, no matter what community you're in, you know, we're all here for the same reasons. So just have fun, you know, fun time. And also, yeah, improving your skills as well is one thing, but you know, we're all here to share a common interest. So I don't get it sometimes where people are out there on forums or communities or whatnot, you know, putting others down because you're both in the same like location anyway. As such, you're both in the same interest, so just like enjoy it.
Exactly. Have as much fun as possible wherever you can. I don't know why I'm starting P1, to be honest with you. So this is gonna
I don't know why you're starting.
I don't know what's going on, but here I am.
Yeah. The RaceRoom gods have spoken. Here we go. As there's a jump start there from Walter there. In P10, he's got himself a jump start, a drive-through penalty already, so that's a unideal start for them. But Jared somehow starting in P1. No hold that for very long there. Jamie Morrison's already swooping around the outside, but that could not cause to be the best decision there. As immediately here come the bumps already. Jeff Hughes and Mark Sutton saying hello straight away. They'll push themselves straight up to the back of Jamie Morrison anyway, so maybe that wasn't the best move there from Jamie at the start. Here we go to top 6 then, making their way. Top 5, apologies, they're making their way up, and we'll see the second batch of 5 there. Those are the guys who came in the top 5 in the first race, so we'll roll reverse right now. Then we'll see if that second batch of 5 can use the skills they had, or at least used in race 1, to come in those higher positions in this race to catch up. But here we go, front 3 at the moment. We may see something similar where the top 3 were the ones that broke away for a little bit, for about 7 or so minutes, and then the rest of the pack came and joined at the end, maybe. But seemingly everyone very nose to tail right now. The top 10 all within 2/10 of each other. Waltz, who has that drive-through penalty, shot back there. Emery and Thomas Cohort there, just trailing at the moment. This is
I don't know what's happening, but I'm sticking right here with Morrison, so
I feel like the inside line is best line. We didn't see this in race 1. It's actually 3 wide, it's 3 deep. Just behind you there with Tyler, Sketty and Mark Sutton there. Yep, trying now back to 2 wide, but starting to get the train tracks forming, but you need commitment there if you're gonna do it. If not, if you just have 2 people, you can see them there, Mohammed and Michael Bon there on the far outside. They tried to go and they went all the way from 5th all the way down, 5th and 6th down to 7th and 8th, dropping positions doing that. Someone's gone to the 8th one to go to the inside. That is not actually sure who this is because my time screen's actually having a bit of a moment. That big rap. Who is who? But someone went to the 8th one and actually made it work. So through turn or through the kink at the start finish. So maybe that's the strategy there, to use the 8th run, using the shortest distance there to try and gain an advantage, possibly. Everything calm me down just for a moment. as I've got someone in the floor now. It's Tyler Aguili. I can only see their roof right now. Just not ideal.
We're just Sunday driving here tonight.
Everyone quite happy to sit on the inside. A couple of people trying to try that outside line, but in these sort of cars, if someone's going very wide up the top there, slamming back to the inside line, realizing it's just not working. It's really difficult to try and find a way around the outside. I think going to the apron is your best bet, but you're not going to have any friends doing it like that.
I'm trying to figure out how Tyler's so fast.
Maybe it's something in the setup that he's done. Just gives him
certainly potential.
Just gives him a little bit extra. Wouldn't be surprised. There's always something you can do.
I'm blocking all day.
Just hug the yellow line and you'll be good to go, but if you're the one hugging the yellow line, then how do you get past the one in front of you? It's a very difficult situation to be, because also you want to get past Jamie, but if you do that, you're going to move yourself off line. You're trying to force the issue onto the apron. There we go. Everyone's diving to the apron.
I'm trying to
there.
take you with me, actually.
Mm.
I don't know if they want to go.
It's looking, but maybe in the future you might have to start defending actually on the apron. As you're looking to the inside, there you've got the muscle through. You force them out the way. Jamie's going to get left hung out to dry here by all three of them here. He actually needs to just concede before that gap closes. The gap's closed. He is now on the outside and he's going to get fed right to the back. But you can see he's just turning left, basically trying to get that inside line back.
It looks like,
there's someone's gone now. It's scary. He's gone. Oh, it's a big hit in the barrier. Big hit. He's gone. We need a replay of that one. I wish he got I think just body slammed by someone else trying to get themselves to the inside line and gone. That was it. Straight to the infield. Yeah, it's a hard place to be. The top 8 then we have here, well, top 7, and then you see 8th there, just a couple of attempts behind, just there, just waiting in the wings. But everyone here is making their game plan, trying to figure out what to do. We've got another person going high. It's Mohammed trying to take that high line, not working out, comes back inside. It's just, where do you go? Because if you go to the high line, you spend so long, so much time out there.
I mean, look at that, he's down below with only 2 car behind him, he's faster than I am.
Something in the setup, possibly, but yeah, to the apron is the way you had to do it. You had to go underneath the yellow line. That is mildly illegal, but it's not police, and there you go. He now takes the lead there. Does Tyler? Must be something in that setup that's giving him a little bit extra speed there.
I see a car just rolling and flipping there by the rear view mirror. That's who that was. But that was
oh my, yes, you're right. It's Mike LeBarn, who's upside down along with Emery Anderson, doing the same thing. I'm not quite sure how that happens, but monumental NASCAR style crash.
Yeah, there's your Daytona big one right there.
And 2 minutes to go. We've got 2 more laps, and I think it was right on the def where we had the timer run out on that previous race, and they were very, very close to being able to get another lap in. I'm not sure if we'll get that today or not. That 9th and final lap, we'll see. But Tyler hasn't been able to pull away, but You feel that maybe it's just got that little extra edge somewhere in the straight line that makes it a little bit harder to get past.
Yeah, he definitely does. I don't even know. It'd have to take. Oh well, I was gonna say it'd have to take all of us to try to get by him. I did not plan for this to happen at the moment, but here we
you're
go.
being pushed to the high line. You're drawing alongside, and actually everyone's going with you, knowing that if there's going to be a chance, it has to be now. All to the outside, all four of you then, and that's how it's done. Teamwork makes the dream work, and that's what I was saying earlier, that if only two of you are going to the high line, it's never going to work when there's more on the inside. Roll reversal around the outside. There you go. You're now in the lead, and this could be the final lap. I'm not too sure. It's going to be very close here, but you're going to have to defend that apron.
Elbows
surely
completely out, Dom.
All the way out the way it should be, but I feel like there's people coming on the apron. They're trying, because Tyler was trying that apron line again, and I won't be surprised that coming to the line that someone will just send it through the grass and try it like that. It's always worth trying. 20 seconds on the clock coming through turn 3 and 4. I think this is going to be the last lap. It looks like that timer will tick out. There's bumping and weaving and everything everywhere. Defend that inside line, man, with all you've got. Why are you on the high line? What's going on?
I'm just looking at my rear view mirror before I'm looking at my.
It doesn't even matter. There we go. Look at that. The top.
Going to Disney World.
He's going to Disney World, boys. The Jägermeister wins then the second race in incredible style there. The good teamwork there from the top 4. Skelly actually gets disqualified for driving the wrong way on the track. Well done him. But good teamwork there by the eventual top 4 drivers there, choosing to take that high line and working as a team to actually make that happen. You all gained a place there and usurped Tyler Aguili, who finished P6 in the end there. Jared, you just had the car in the right place the entire time. I think you were second for most of that.
I definitely was. I was behind Morrison for a bit, and then we kind of got in front of him, and then Tyler and
Tyler came through. Yeah,
Tyler came with someone down on the inside, but then I don't know. That was really just luck because people decided to go with me. Not that I even wanted to go out there that early, but I mean, that was fun.
No,
that was more fun than the first one.
Sure, yeah, I do like a good reverse grid, but there you go.
It gave me second place. I don't know how it did that.
That's first place for me on my screen.
As long as it says first place for somebody, I'm fine with that.
It does indeed. First for you, then Jeff Hooton, Mark Sutton, your top 3, Mohammed in P4, Jamie Morris in P5, Tyler Geely and Fia Lupu P6 and P7, Andy Morehouse in P8. The top 8 all finishing within 1 second of the leader. So yeah, the top 8 all finishing within a second. That's pretty mega. I've been kicked out of the server, so I can't even finish the rest. I love it when that happens. All in all, that was some good NSU action. A lot more than what we're used to. Normally it's just 2 20-minute races or 2 15-minute races. We got treated to an hour of racing there with 2 20s at Bilsterberg and 2 10 minutes then at Daytona. We've got a Theo Lupu here. What can we do for you, sir? Hello.
Ken, how's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. We're just wrapping up, but maybe you want to share some thoughts, maybe, on how you found that entire ordeal, both at Daytona and at Bilsterberg.
Bilsterberg was pretty hectic, hectic than we expected. It's a track and its issues there, but yes, that was super fun. Daytona was good. There was some crashes on the second one at least, because the first one might be a little too vanilla there, but super fun. If you get left out of the draft, it's such a big difference that
Yeah, it was at least 1 second difference is what sort of calculated through practice and qualifying.
Yeah,
it's pretty mega, but it was good at the end there with the top 4 making an actual decisive move to take the outside line, and as
soon as one car is without that slipstream or without that push from behind, they get dropped back pretty quickly. So, to be fair, I didn't think these would really work in a car which maxes out at 200 kilometers an hour and just sticks itself in the limiter. There was some good strategy involved in these cars. It was good to see.
Yeah, well.
For sure. What's for the future for NARR? The GT4 series isn't for a little while, but do we still do Saturday series? I think.
Yeah. Yes. So we're still doing Saturday with Austin Z. Split rank race for the GT R3 at Mid Ohio. And we got rookies. We're just gonna keep on keeping on with our Friday races and ranks up until September 10th championship.
Indeed, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think everyone enjoys the weekend races, Friday through Sunday. It was good fun, and yeah, that Monday race is going to be waiting anticipation for it to come back. Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be great. Managed to squeeze another team in today, so we'll have 32 total. Be a good time for sure.
You didn't let me pair up with Romero. Very upset about that, but it's understandable. It'll be good. It's a good concept, and yeah, it's going to be some good racing, especially in terms of a team's championship. And of course, that.
I agree. Yeah, should have a good turnout, and we got other seasons planned as well. We're just going to keep it rolling.
To hear it, of course, you already talked about season 4 before season 3's even started, which I find quite quite interesting. But fair enough. It's good to see that you guys are picking up the pace down, just batting along, just taking it one by one, and becoming a proper community now with your own stuff as well. It's nice to see how far you guys come.
Yeah, I think we're in a groove now. We got a good community, good attendance on average, so it's going good.
Yeah, it's going good. I'll wrap up my stream. If Jared, you've got anything else to say yourself?
No, nothing for me really. Of course, Dom, always thank you for for hanging out and for being on our stream as well, but also yours. It's it's appreciative that anyone to stream all this stuff. So for you to do it as early as it is over there, I don't even know what time it is, but you shouldn't be doing any of this. But out of the goodness of your heart, yeah. So out of the goodness of your heart for doing this, we appreciate it. I'm sure you're.
Practice for Le Mans
there you go. I'm sure your GRG community appreciates it when you stream for them. So I mean, you're a pro. You're more a pro than I am. So you bring class and knowledge and everything. So we appreciate when you do this with us and add a little flair to our normal streams we do. So.
Always happy to.
But other than that, no. I'm probably gonna end this and I might go to bed. I have no idea.
Pleasure as always. It's good fun. Enjoy it. Especially with Jared. Brings a nice side, different sort of aspect to it all. I like it, especially when you're racing yourself as well. It's actually quite entertaining.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's entertaining to do, and I'm sure it's entertaining to hear on the other side of things. So it's all in good fun. Anything we can do to make these things fun for the people that are out there. I say it all the time. I mean, this isn't for me. This isn't for us to make any money. This is really for the folks that are out there racing to highlight what everyone is attempting to do. So it's the reason why we do these streams. So
yeah, can put it better myself. It's just put your name out there. Just get the community rolling, especially. With RaceRoom is certainly more in its infancy compared to other sims, and if we can help generate a bit of exposure, then happy to do so, because I mean, this sim's pretty good. I quite like it, so the more the merrier, basically. But yeah, I'll round up my stream here, and I'll see you North American people on the next one. Have a good night, y'all. I'm probably gonna go to sleep. I need it.
Awesome. Thanks, Dom.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, folks. So we will probably end this side as well. Yeah, thank you for everyone that would stop by on Twitch or hung out for the entire evening. My apologies if stuff didn't really look all that good. I kind of noticed there were a lot of drop frames and some bitrate issues and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's just my internet having a little fun tonight or what. But as always, if it doesn't look good on Twitch, it will certainly look good on YouTube since it records right along with it. Usually higher resolution, better frames a second, and all that good stuff. So if you've followed here on Twitch, we have a link here to find our YouTube page. So everything goes up there, kind of like a historical archive of everything we do, whether it be unranked, ranked, or even our seasonal championship races. Everything goes up there usually by next day, or as time permits. We get everything up there. With those two things, you got the Instagram that I said a couple times. Instagram is North America RaceRoom. Find your way over there. If you're an Instagram person, give us a follow and just go along for the ride with whatever content gets put up there. If you're a Twitter person, we've got the Twitter as well. It's in RaceRoom for November RaceRoom. Find your way there. We tweet occasionally, either about events that's going on, events that have happened, stuff from RaceRoom. We kind of just throw anything up there that we find or we deem relevant and worthy of the community knowing. So, and then lastly, if you're not in the, as I kind of said in one of the warm-ups, if you were here, if not, I'll say it again. Find the North America RaceRoom Discord community. Find your way into it for stuff like this that we've done tonight. We get together for these types of combinations or races, stuff that doesn't normally show up within the ranked setting. We also have our seasonal championship races. Season 3 will start on September 10th, I believe. So it'll be here before we know it. It's a team event this year. Teams of 2, GTR4. Over 8 weeks. So I will be driving and then also streaming, recording as well. So it'll probably be more of a community commentary during those. But it should be a lot of fun. But you have that. We also get together for all the weekly ranked events, which are the Wednesday endurance events, usually an hour or more, usually 90 minutes. They seem to be lately. Coming up is 2 hours of Paul Ricard within a P1, so an LMP1 and a GTE. So it'll be a multi-class, 2 hours Paul Ricard on Wednesday. That'll be a lot of fun. Paul Ricard does not really come up a whole lot within RaceRoom, at least within the rank settings. So it'll be something that we haven't seen maybe in a while. And Paul Ricard, there's mixed opinions about it. I personally find it enjoyable. So it should be fun. We'll see what the output is compared to the classes of who takes what. So hopefully there's a good mixture between those. So tomorrow night, I believe, is an hour-long race of GT3s at Mid-Ohio, I do believe. Let me double check real fast. Yes, so Mid-Ohio with the GT3 or ADAC classes. It'll be an hour long. We should have a stream up about 7:30 Eastern time for practice, qualifying, and then an hour race. So hopefully we see a bunch from the community come out for that. We may see some people also watching. If not, that's quite okay. We'll still record it and put it up on YouTube. So that's the most immediate. But yeah, I mean, as we've said a few times, Dom and myself, just find a community to join up with. We always love when people join the North America RaceRoom. We're building numbers. Almost seems like daily. We're getting more and more people to join, which is awesome. And still, clean racing, fun racing from everyone involved. So, but if you don't want to join North America RaceRoom, like I said, the GRG communities out there, they do RaceRoom, they do other sims. I am sure there are other communities out there, whether they're on Discord or other means. Find anyone to race with in the end. If you're here in North America, Canada, South America, if you're in the Americas time zone, find someone to race with, find a community to get in with, to gel with, to learn how they race, and it might help you improve your skills, or it might keep you on the level that you're on. If you're already, good enough, if you're already a great sim racer. So, or if you're brand new, jump in. I mean, there's no better place to start than with people that are, open to beginners, especially this Friday night stuff. I mean, it's all unranked. I mean, it is for pride at times, but it's, people kind of understand on these Friday nights that, so some incidents are going to happen, because it's really, a time for just the community to get together and, race hard, race clean, and really just try to finish in the end. So get in with anyone, no matter who it is. But that's really about it. Thanks to everyone who stopped by on Twitch. Thank you to everyone who is watching this at a later time on YouTube, if you've made it this far. We appreciate all the views. We appreciate all the feedback. We appreciate everyone, people who watch and people in the North America Race Room Discord. Everyone is appreciated. Everyone's loved, and we couldn't do it without everyone. Community-wise, people who watch this on YouTube or Twitch, if you're not a part of the community, everyone's a part of what we're trying to do. So we love you all. We appreciate you all. And we're going to keep doing this for everyone, people who watch, people who race. It's fun to do. So we'll end it for this evening. We'll start an upload to YouTube as fast as we can, and we'll call it a night, and we'll get ready for tomorrow. Hopefully my internet seems to be a little bit better. Maybe tomorrow. We'll find out. And we'll go from there. So hopefully everyone has a great evening. If you're watching this at a different time, have a great day, great afternoon, evening, morning, whenever. Have a good something, as I always like to say. But be safe, be healthy, get out with someone and sim race, and have fun in the end. That's all it's about. So we'll get out of here. We'll catch you next time. Thank you. Goodbye. Love you.